What is going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of 407 Rangers. It is your host, Raymond Tapia. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and a comment. Turn on your notifications when I'm about to go live, upload highlights, things like that. Well, it was Jonathan Quick's last fucking game, and in the most ethical way, of course, they couldn't freaking even give him his last win to make it 411 career wins for him, but what makes it even more upsetting, it's the simple fact that the Panthers didn't even have they didn't even have most of their starting players. This roster was filled with the Charlotte Checkers, guys that came from Charlotte, and yet this team couldn't give Jonathan Quick the win. Absolutely disgraceful, man. Like Rangers had no business losing to that team. Like you let the Charlotte Checkers win because I don't even know half of those players that was on that lineup tonight. I just know that they definitely came from Charlotte because if you're not aware, the Charlotte Checkers is basically the AHL team for the Florida Panthers, which ironically last year they did go to the finals as well. They went to the Calder Cup. That's pretty much the Stanley Cup for the AHL, but they did not win. They lost to the Abbotsford Canucks. So surprisingly, the Canucks somehow have an AHL team that managed to win the cup. But nonetheless, like the only thing that was good out of this game was Gabe Perreault getting a deflected goal and Lafreniere still scoring a point, and Matthew Robertson got a chippy goal. That was it. Other than that, like clearly, because we're not even gonna call them the Florida Panthers. I mean, I know it'd be like it's disrespectful, like they're NHL, they're in the NHL. I get it, but come on, man. These guys were literally Charlotte Checker players. So I gotta be real and say this was the Charlotte Checkers because that's exactly who was on the roster today. It literally that's who was on the roster, and that just showed me right there, like they're just totally ready for the season to end. And I'm pretty sure when they go to Tampa, this is exactly why, I was very iffy about going to this game because I had a feeling like they might not even give half the effort they did in November. But they're going to probably lose to the Lightning because I can assure you, if they couldn't beat the Charlotte Checkers on that roster, look, the Tampa Bay Lightning, they're not even going to need to play Kucherov, Gunsel, Braden Point, and freaking Sorelli and Radish and all those other guys. Realistically, all they got to do is go play is freaking have the Syracuse fucking crunch players for the final game of the season for this team, and they're still gonna find a way to beat the Rangers. The problem is with the Rangers, it's not it's this. They simply like they have a tough time scoring. That's all it is. Like they still have to find guys that are going to create scoring chances. Yes, we have a couple of them, but obviously it's still not enough. The younger guys, like I told you, are the only ones that are going to bring in the points. That's why like the other veterans, the older guys, they got to be the ones at least trying to chip in and to create scoring opportunities. Because otherwise, if they can't create chances to score, then yeah, it's still going to be like still going to be a little while before this team gets back to good. So there's no telling like what Chris Drury is going to do because clearly like we need more puck shooters for that's for damn sure, and ones that are actually going to like drive it into the net and it's going to actually go behind the goalie. So that's what we're definitely going to. Hopefully that's what Chris Drury is going to be looking at. But yeah, the Rangers they outshot the Panthers too by freaking 9, 26 to 17. Panthers were a little more physical. Well, the Checkers they had three more hits than the Rangers by 31. Rangers had 28. Rangers had more face-off wins, and it still wasn't enough for them to even like win the game or any of that. And the power play opportunities, the Rangers had three, and of course couldn't execute shit. That's why I still want David Quinn fired because he fucking sucks at the power play, despite like having Perrault and Lafreniere and all those other guys contributing. He still needs to go because I still don't know why the hell you would rehire David Quinn if he fucked up as a coach. What what sense was it gonna make as him being an assistant coach and a power play coach? Like as you can see, it's still not good. But we'll see what happens in the off season. And of course, the Rangers had 2 penalties. The Panthers had 4. For your penalty minutes, the Panthers had 8. Rangers had 4. Block shots, Rangers had 14. Panthers had 12. For your takeaways, the Rangers had 3. The Panthers only had 1 takeaway. Giveaways, the Panthers had 10. The Rangers had 13. But yeah, all in all, like this was they tried. I mean they tried. I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh, they gave zero effort. They tried. It was just clearly the Panthers were better than the Rangers on the breakaway opportunities. Like that's all that happened tonight. Like that's why you still got to find guys that are going to be able to skate and have some kind of speedy pace because this, like I said, this is gonna cut it. Like it's not. Oh, give me a sec, guys. Let me put my charger on this laptop before. Oh, there we go. All right. Sorry about that. I had to put the laptop to charge because it was literally about to die on me. So, anywho, I guess we'll go ahead and talk about the game in the first period. Of course, a Charlotte Checker player named Cole Reinhardt he hits the goal. I don't even know half of these players, these 2 players that had the assist. It was like Bjorn fought and Stroza had the assist on that play. The Panthers were already up 1 goal. But one familiar Panther player I was familiar with was Mackie Samoskevich. He did have an unassisted goal, and the Panthers were already up 2 goals at 11:31 in the first period. And from there, I just already knew, like, yep, Quick's not winning this game because they don't give a damn about Jonathan Quick retiring and trying to at least give him one more fucking win for his final game. But then in the first period, Matthew Robertson did have a chippy goal once they pretty much won the face-off and kept it in bounds. But after that, the Rangers were only down 1 goal, and in the second period, Gabe Perreault did manage to tie the game. Adam Fox and Alexa Lafreniere had the assist on that play as well. Noah Laba contributed as well. He had gained himself a point on that Matthew Robertson goal. And then once again, the checker player Cole Reinhardt scores another goal. That's why I said they weren't going to win this game because they actually let AHL players outplay them. And Kunin and Sabrango had the assist in that play in 18:10 in the third period. I mean, like I said, guys, this game, like they had the power play opportunities, but they couldn't finish. So, like, I don't know what more I can say or want to tell you about this game other than like they had no business. Like, if they were gonna try to finish strong, they literally had no business losing to the Charlotte Checkers roster. Zero. And now like I said, guys, Wednesday, it would not surprise me if the Tampa Bay Lightning don't even put none of their starters on that lineup, and it's nothing but players from the Syracuse Crunch trying to gain a freaking training camp spot. Like, oh my goodness, guys, I just wish this team would at least play with some kind of passion and heart sometimes when there's like big moments happening. Cause man, it's pretty annoying. And Jonathan Quick, he didn't have the best game as well. He had 3 goals allowed, 14 saves, and an 824 percentage. And the crazy part was Jonathan Quick didn't have to work as hard, but yet they still like allowed the Panthers to get these goals. And like I said, the defense was just not good. Bottom line, that's why they lost because they were giving the Panthers way too many breakaway opportunities, and the Panthers were simply out for lunch once they saw like they weren't going to stop them every time they were breaking away from the neutral zone, let alone their defensive zone. So that's why the Rangers lost. They were outskated, and they had no answer for that shit. I mean, they did try to fight back. Thankfully, thanks to the younger guys. Like I said, the younger players are the only things that's going to be saving this team. Because other than that, like maybe Mika Zibanejad and Lafreniere and Adam Fox and JT Miller, I mean, he can give you all the points he wants, but they got to be meaningful if he's going to even contribute or be impactful with this damn team. Like the only thing I'm happy about is right now the Rangers have gone with this loss. They have now landed themselves at the top 6 with the first round 2026 draft pick for this year's draft. So, in a way, you kind of want them to lose too because then it does give them a chance to get a higher pick. But at the same time, like it just would have been nice for them to at least finish strong for Jonathan Quick's sake because now like the man is retiring with a loss. It sucks. I mean, he should have just finished his game at the Garden if he had gotten his final win there and then just retired. But it is what it is. I wish Jonathan Quick the best. Obviously, he's going to enjoy his retirement, go on and raise his kids and things like that. So, best of luck to him. As you guys know, he's already achieved a lot with with the NHL career. Like he's won 3 Stanley Cups. He's played with the Kings, the Blue Jackets, the Golden Knights, and of course the freaking Rangers. So, like, there's nothing more he has to achieve. He's already played like 900 plus games, and he's already like 40 years old, and he's the most winningest American-made goalie in NHL history. I mean, I don't know what more this man has to show anybody. I truly don't. This man already done enough and achieved enough, so it's like I don't know what more he has to show anybody. You did enough. We appreciate for what you've done, Jonathan Quick. It does suck that they couldn't get you a win, but like I said, the best of luck and thank you for all your services being a New York Ranger. And like I said, now we gotta worry about the future, and Dylan Garant's pretty much gonna be the one getting the torch pass. So now we gotta see what Dylan Garant's gonna be able to bring for being Igor's future backup goalie. But other than that, guys, I am gonna wrap it up soon here because I am gonna take a shower and call it a night. But other than that, I will keep you guys up to date with like the next upcoming final game of the season. I mean, I'm still going to be doing my playoff recaps and things like that. Just because the Rangers season is over does not mean the content will be. It would just be nice if I can talk about the Rangers, like I said, when they're in the playoffs. I just haven't been able to do that yet. But we'll see if they're going to finally do that, like next season or the season after. I mean, hell, the Flyers. I told you guys, the Philadelphia Flyers got themselves into the playoffs. I mean, did I not tell you guys that the Philadelphia Flyers can actually get themselves into the playoffs this year? I mean, people thought I was crazy when I said Philadelphia might actually creep their way into the playoffs. And what do you know? They did. I mean, I must be the most underrated Ranger content creator to like call out these teams that are gonna actually shock people, and when it happens, it's like, wait, what? It's like, no, I'm not shocked because I told you it can happen. I told people, man. So the Philadelphia Flyers have clinched the spot. The Capitals have been eliminated. The Blue Jackets, the Red Wings, and the Islanders. So the official teams that are going to be representing the East is the Hurricanes, the Sabres, the Lightning, the Canadiens, the Penguins, the Bruins, the Senators, and the Flyers. Now, I'm not going to hold you. If the Flyers can somehow go on a deep run and they somehow match up with the Pittsburgh Penguins, I think that's going to be good for Pennsylvania, bringing back the Battle of Pennsylvania. Because, like, the Flyer fans are definitely excited. I mean, when was the last time you heard the Philadelphia Flyers go to the playoffs? It's been a while since they've been in the playoffs. The Sabres as well. I mean, it's been a hot minute for them, like going on 12 seasons. Now that drought's over, so at least the Sabre fans have something to cheer about this season rather than, seeing that their team's not going to make the playoffs. So, got to give kudos to the Sabres front office for realizing maybe it isn't a player problem, it might just be a GM problem. And I think once the new GM stepped in and he basically told everyone, if you guys don't step it up, you're either going to start getting shipped out or getting sent down to the AHL team. That's when you started to notice, like, all right, maybe they're going to actually like play a lot better hockey, and they did. They actually did. Once that GM stepped, the new one after Kevin Adams was fired, stepped in and told those guys, like, if you don't get it together, I'm going to start shipping everybody out or start sending you down to a AHL team. Then that's when you saw the Sabres completely turn it around. I mean, they're having a hell of a season. They got 108 points, and like I said, you got to give nothing but credit to the Sabres and that fan base for being very patient, and now they got something to finally cheer about. I mean, the Montreal Canadiens, that's a scary team as well. I mean, Cole Caulfield had 50 fucking point goals, and now Nick Suzuki's right up there. Both of them alone combined for 100 fucking goals. So, guys, I would be on the watch for the Montreal Canadiens. That team, they're gonna be scary. They're going to be like, I don't think no one realizes how good they're going to be for the next couple of years. Now that two guys combined for 100 goals, like, yeah, I would be on the watch for them because I think they're gonna like be a team that's gonna be going on deep runs. And this postseason, it's a possibility that they can do that as well. Huge possibility. I mean, it's good to see Sidney Crosby get back into the playoffs because I know people haven't seen Crosby in the playoffs in a while, so that's good to know as well. But yeah, right now, as far as like the West is still a toss up. Still a toss up because, like I told you guys, the Kings, the Predators, the Sharks, and the Jets are still fighting for a spot. So right now, the Sharks did beat the Nashville Predators tonight, and if the LA Kings win tonight's game, I think that actually like gives the San Jose Sharks the wild card berth. And if I'm not mistaken, that I think Nashville and the Jets get officially eliminated tonight, with the LA Kings win and the San Jose Sharks now being in the spot. So more than likely, you're gonna most likely see the San Jose Sharks and the LA Kings pretty much take the final two spots. And there's a chance that you might see the Predators and the Jets not even make the playoffs. I mean, the Jets definitely might not make it because if anybody is the most behind, it's the Jets. They got 82 points. San Jose has 84. But now, if LA gains 2 points, they're going to be at 89. So, like I said, the Sharks and the Predators are the only two remaining teams left in the West that are like in an absolute dogfight, like trying to fight and claw their way into that final spot. So, those are pretty much the only teams left that gotta like gain the final wild card spot. So yeah, the East has already been like established who's going to the playoffs, but like I said, the West is still a toss up, still the ultimate toss up. So I mean, honestly, this playoffs is going to probably be the most unpredictable playoffs. I can't even tell you who's going to win this year's Stanley Cup because it's so random. It's the most random like type of teams that are going to be going. So it'll be tough for me to sit here and tell you which one's going to actually go on a deep run. I mean, I can give you hints and ideas, but as of right now, like the West, I can probably give you more of an idea who's going to go on a deep run. But the East, no, the East is the ultimate toss-up because there's like four teams alone that can like literally go on a deep run and end up in the Stanley Cup. And obviously, out of those four, it's going to be the Canes, the Sabres, the Lightning, and the Canadians. Those to me are like the top four teams you guys are going to have to start watching out for in this playoff run because I truly think out of those four teams, either one of them are going to be getting off the hump and going on that deep run and finally representing the East in the Stanley Cup. But we'll see what happens, guys. I'm going to try to get these highlights uploaded from tonight's game despite them losing. You guys already know the rules. If they have more than 2 goals, then they get their highlights uploaded. So they got their opportunity to get their clips uploaded here. But other than that, guys, I will keep you guys up to date for Wednesday's final road game and season game for the New York Rangers. And we're just gonna I'll probably do like a special occasion or a special event one, like let everybody rant out everything they needed to say about how they felt about the Rangers season, things like that. I'm gonna try to like get another software going too. Like I'm trying to get StreamYard because pretty soon like I'm gonna try to have a software to where I can start inviting some of you guys and we can start having like the video chats and things like that where you guys can like say your 2 cents and how you felt about watching these games and things like that. And then we're gonna go from there. But guys, like I said, it's gonna be kind of tricky for me to do it because I'm the only one in here that's working on this channel. My equipment manager, it's gonna be a while before I see him. So I'm praying and wishing him the best. But like I said, it's just me, myself, and I right now. So I got to keep the grind going, especially for my equipment manager, because when things get better, hopefully I can have him in a position where this is good to go, and he's like right back where they never left. So that's why I got to do this by myself, because like I said, I'm stuck. So you know, I got to keep doing this while things are happening. But other than that, guys, I truly do appreciate your support. You guys already know, the support from the last live earlier was greatly appreciated. So as always, y'all, thank y'all for watching, and I'm gonna keep you guys up to date for Wednesday. And I'll see you guys on the final game of the season this Wednesday. So you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and hopefully things get better for the future. Let's go Rangers.